Good evening, my friends. Today we're going to play some Delta blues. Now I've done this before years ago, so many of you probably haven't even seen it because it's buried amongst all the other bits I've done. Download your paperwork. It's in tablature because it's that easy. We don't need the idiot-proof stuff. Click the blue link below, get your tablature. All you're going to need are three chords: E, A7th and B7th. And I've scribbled them like this. I put an A instead of A7th. A7th has got two fingers, not three, so it's even easier. Alright, so do that. Get that done. Download that now, or look at it on screen. Blue link in the description box. Before we go any further, thank you for the donations to the channel. That pay for my tea and coffee and all that sort of stuff. And the biscuits, great, you know. So thank you for all that. But more importantly, make sure you share this stuff. Click the thumbs up to say you like it, because that really helps the channel. But you know, stuff like this, share it to whoever you like. If you've got mates that play the guitar, send the link, my link, to them and say, look, this guy's free, you know, and I am. And if they've got any questions and I've got the time and they message me, I'll answer it, you know, anything you're struggling with. Right, less of my babble. This is what we're going to play. I'll do that again. Sorry, I'm just going slightly hysterical there. Anyway, you just make stuff up. Make whatever words you can, where you want to go with that. Mark Bolan, you know, he was influenced by that. He made one up, which was cool. It went like this. Which I did last Saturday, as you know. That's what inspired me to look at this again, because I wouldn't have been able to make that arrangement of the Bolan song, which thousands of you like, by the way. So thank you for all the beautiful comments I've had on that one. But I wouldn't have been able to do that had I not learned how to play what I'm going to show you how to play now. All right, and it's dead easy, because like Bolan, it only has three chords in it. All right, so that's what we're going to do. I've called it, it's a Delta blues thing. Your tab will show you, because when I scribbled this out initially, I just called it blues picking in E, and shuffle means it's got a shuffle rhythm. Okay, but it's dead easy. Right, let's get straight to it. You're going to play the chord E. I'm using a capo just because it makes it that little bit easier to play. Alright, just brings the frets a bit closer together. You don't need one, but I'm going to use one. And I'm going to do them on this buzzy classical guitar, because if it sounds good on this, it'll sound fantastic on wherever you're playing it on. That's why I'm using this guitar. Alright, so let's begin. Here's our chord E. We're going to use our thumb to play the bass string, but we're not going to play it yet, so we'll leave it here. Our finger, our first finger, is going to play the tune. Alright, so what is this tune? Well, it goes like this. Bring your first finger off and play a third string. I've got a bloody itch. Play a third string open. And then put that finger back on and play the third string at the first fret. Obviously from the capo. Okay? And one. And count it like this. And one. Keep that finger on now with the rest of the E chord. I'll spin round so you can see what happens next. Then you play a second string with your first finger again, always with the first finger. And two. And on beat 2, when I say 2, that little finger goes on the second string at the second fret. So we've got this, and 1, and 2. Bring this little finger off and play the and again, still on the second string, and 3. And when I say 3, put that little finger on the third, at the third fret on the second string. So we've got this, and 1, and 2, and 3. And then put it back on the second fret again, and 4 for beat 4. Okay, don't forget the ands. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. And we start the whole thing again. And 1, and 2, and 3. But the second time round, we play the and after the 3 on the first string, just an open first string. Where's the 4? We'll look at that in a minute. Okay, do not panic. It's somewhere further down the line. Let's do that again. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. Get that in your head. Always get it in your head. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. Da dum ba bum ba bum ba bum da dum ba bum ba bum bum. Right, so far so good. Now, what does our thumb do? Well, there's your chord, and watch carefully. Might miss this. Okay, this is what our thumb's going to do. I'm going to do the count again, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That's what our thumb does. It comes down on the 6th string and it just plays on the main beats. Main beats being the numbers. It doesn't play on the ands, the half beats, it just plays on the down beats, the numbers. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And when I was learning this all those years ago, I used to say this, and thumb and thumb and thumb and thumb and thumb, just to get it in my head. Because what we don't want the thumb to do, and you will want to do this, you'll want to do the same as the finger. The finger's playing on the ands and the main beats and the down beats. Your finger's doing this, da 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 da. Our thumb is just going to play on the main beat. So. Okay, now let's go into more detail of how we play that. So, thinking about what we did before, and 1. Now when I say 1, it's a downbeat, it's a main beat, so our thumb will play on the bass string. And 1 and 2. See, our thumb came down on the 2. And 3 and 4. We start again. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And there's that 4 that was missing from earlier on. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Right, so that's the first bit. Now look at your tab. Don't forget, blue link below, download it, and it's all free, description box. This is what we've played. Now I've only indicated the bass string and the main melody notes. Now clearly, when you play this, you're playing the chord A, aren't you? So when you come down on that thumb, when you're confident you know what you're doing, you'll do this. So you will play the 6, but you'll play a bit of the 5 and the 4 as well, which gives you some of the chord. When you're coming up with the melody and you're confident, you'll be doing this, and you'll be scraping at the strings, which is good, you know. So you'll get a bit of the notes that are sitting above the main melody notes. Gives it that sort of, so in a way you've got a bass guitar playing, a bit of the chord playing, and the melody playing, like that bowling track that we did a week last Saturday. Alright, now I've not put all those little notes in between because it would have just cluttered the whole thing up into a big noisy mess. Alright, but I've just told you now, so now you know. Key is, don't mess around with the chord. When you're playing this, don't be tempted to take this finger off while you're doing this, which is what you probably will try and do. You can't do that, otherwise you're going to do this and it'll sound really strange. Alright, so don't, once that finger's on, leave it on, it's glued on. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, ding dong, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Then we're going to get into the A7. How do we do that? We take these two fingers that are currently sitting here on the E, and we just do this. We move them down one string each towards the floor, like that. Alright, that's all we do. This one comes off. It's not an A7th, clearly. It looks like an A minor 7th, but don't even worry about that for now. You'll see why we're doing this in a minute, or right now. We're going to look at the melody first. Put your thumb on the 5th string. Why the 5th string and not the 6th? It's because we're going to be playing an A, and that's now our root note. Okay? Yeah, it makes sense when you think about it. Okay, what are we going to do? We're on to our 2nd string now. I'm going to play our tune. And 1. That's why that finger stayed on. And 1. There's our A7th. Leave that on. Don't bother taking it off. There is no point. and 1. Okay, the and 2 is the open first string, and the 2 plays the first string at the second fret. I'll do that again from and 1, and 1, and 2. Open first, and 3. Little fingers move to the third fret now, and 4. It's gone back to the second fret. Play that bar again, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. What happens then? Start that bit again, and 1, and 2, and 3, and. But the and after the 3, we just move it back into the second fret and play the and we don't play the 4 yet. It's going to come in a second like the other one did. So let's play those 2 bars of A, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and. Now let's put the downbeat in with our thumb, exactly as we did on the E, only playing on the numbers, don't play on the ands. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. And that's where that 4 lives, on the 5th string. Okay, we do that, those 2 bars, and then we go back to the E and we do 2 bars of E again. Exactly as we did before. Then we're going to move to one third and final chord, which is a B7th. Easiest way to get to that from here is to leave your second finger where it is, do not move it. Bring this finger up 1 string and this finger down 1 string. Okay, it looks like a D7 shape, doesn't it? But on different strings. And then at that point, add your little finger to the first string at the second fret to complete your B7th. If you find difficulty doing that, bring your elbow out so your fingers line up and you're nice and close to the frets, and that way it won't buzz as much. What do we do on the B7th? I'll play this in its entirety with the thumb and finger. It's easier to understand. The chord doesn't move, by the way. Once it's on, it just stays there. So we're going to play these strings. 5, 1, 5, 3, 5 and 2, 1, 5. I'll say that again. 5, 1, 5, 3, 5 and 2, 1, 5. Dum, ba, dum, da, dum, ba, bum. Hear that little jump? Da, ba, da, 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 da. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So all it does on the B7th, 1 bar. 1 and 2 and 3. Sorry, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Straight to the A7th again, as we did before. The second half of the A7th. So, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, now on the and 1, you're going to jump straight back to the E and 1. Let me do that again from the B7th. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 to the A, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Okay, so we're back on E for the end here. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, let's do the little riff. We'll worry about where it sits on the bar in a minute. Let's just look at how to play it. 2 middle fingers, right, on strings 3 and 1 at fret 4 from the capo. All right, and remember, you don't have to use capo. I'm just doing it to make it easier. Okay, so we're there. Use your thumb and your first finger. Okay, that's all you're going to play, the 3 and 1. Move it 1 fret to the left to the 3rd fret. Move it 1 fret to the left to the 2nd fret. Go to an E major and play 4 and 1. Then take these fingers off and play 4 and 1 again. Then play a B7th, play 5 and 1. And then a little flick up. Okay. Now, let's get the timing of that right. Going from the E, where we went from the last A7th to the E, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Hear that way that B7th jumped onto the and after the beat 2. I'll do it again. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, one more time really slowly. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now what I like to do is I like to start with that riff because it's dead cool. So if I was playing with a band, I'd go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, etc. Now when you get going, you can put all the little embellishments in there, you know. And when you want to end it, bam, 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 and then a nice E7th. When you get flash, if you're playing it without the capo, you know, you could sort of, you could go a couple of ninths, or you could actually make the riff a little bit more. But for now, let's keep it simple. Well, my woman's gonna left me long time ago. Sitting on the porch with a spittoon. Well, my woman gonna left me a long time ago. I've run out of rhyme. Down to Mexico. That's all you do. That's what blues is. Just make any old crap up and just sing it. All right. I did a song called "Going Under" because I've got to be honest with you. I'm not a big blues fan. I like it because everybody else likes it. But for a laugh, I wrote a song called "Going Under," and I did what I've just did with you, and I just made a load of nonsense lyrics up. And I still play it live now because it's one of our most popular songs. All the ones I work hard on, nobody gets. All the ones I just do as a throwaway, everyone thinks they're great. There you go. Right. That is your little Delta Blues lesson. Really work on that because so many great songs are derived from that particular pattern. And joking apart, learning how to use that thumb independently whilst playing a melody is a really important thing to do. It'll lead you on to be able to play other things, you know, sort of, let's have a thing. Oh. Yeah, something like that. You know, that type of thing. My hands are sore. I'm not making it. Well, I am making excuses. I've been decorating all day. I'm covered in paint. I hit myself with a hammer earlier on, which didn't go down too well. So there we go. A couple of duff notes in there, but it's all part of the fun. It's all live, isn't it? Right, on Wednesday we'll do something a bit easier. But this is easy, this one. Get into it, see how you get on. If you like it, go and have a look at that Rider White Swan that I did on a week on Saturday. Right, again, thank you very much for the donations to the channel. Very, very welcome. Thank you. And I'll see you on Wednesday with something else, okay? If you've got any suggestions for me, then feel free to send them to me. In the meantime, you look after yourselves, and I'll see you next week. You take care. Bye bye.